Hate to break it to you, but we're all going to die. And it's up to us whether we die tired and fulfilled or not. I was waking up hating where I was going to work, hating who I was working for. So yesterday I quit my job. I have now sitting out here on my dock with no job, nothing to make money, and I have a kid due in 4 months. So, yeah. Now, I don't have anything established, but I do have a plan. And the plan is that for probably the first time ever, I'm going to bet on myself, and I encourage others to do the same. You know, I worked a 9 to 5 for somebody that had no idea how to treat the people that worked for them. They were very hateful, vindictive, micromanaging, and while I understand everybody's boss has issues, this one was just too much. Too much. I am too old. I'm 34. I am too old to put up with that. So I quit. And I didn't burn the bridge because that's a lesson I learned from my youth is never burn bridges. Bridges are escape plans, so never burn it. I just told him I needed to step back because my wife was so sick, being pregnant with our second kid, and that's true. She's horribly sick. So I'm going to do something I love so that I never work a day in my life, whatever the hell that means. I know that's been like misattributed to, Mark Twain and Confucius, so I'll just say Michael Scott. Um, Michael Scott said, "Do what you love, and you never work a day in your life." Working for somebody that doesn't respect you, I make a dime for every dollar he makes. I'm going to be the boss. I want to be the boss. I want to take a chance on myself, take what I've learned, and do something on my own. Now, when this comes to other people, anybody that may be watching this, take a chance on yourself. We get one shot at this life. We get one shot at being a parent. We get one shot at being, well, I say we get one shot at being a spouse, but that's not true. But we get one shot at being a parent, and we get one shot at being alive. Why waste it doing something that you absolutely hate? I love what I do. I love the work. I love being in private money for real estate investments. That's what I specialize in. I love doing that. I freaking hate who I do it for. So I found out about 2 weeks ago that in order to do it on my own, there is truly no barrier to entry other than the education, which I've been doing it now for almost a year. So I've got the education. I've built up the book of business. So I'm going to do something that I've been telling other people. I'm going to bet on myself. I have a pretty jacked up past, but in this particular industry, it doesn't matter. I get to help people have second chances, and that's why I'm here. YouTube saved my life, truthfully. It's Jess Storm, Rob the Maritimer. Those guys instilled in me that this was possible for somebody like me to be able to bet on themselves and to be able to be successful. Now, do I plan on posting videos and getting hundreds of thousands of views? Absolutely not. Am I documenting it so that when I am dead and gone, my kids can look back at this and look at the journey that their dad took to bet on himself, to better their life, to better their station, to better their future? Absolutely. I think it's just Storm says that, this is all about legacy. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about anything like that. It's about legacy. So I want to build a legacy. And I want to build something that my kids can look back on and see that their dad did something worthwhile other than screwing up his childhood. So I have notes on my phone. I'm going to use this work ethic that's been instilled in me for the last 20 years of working in corporate America, that life is a grind. Here it is, middle of the day, 2:00, I guess. And I'm sitting on my dock making a video and not having to go to work for somebody. That being said, I don't know what we're going to have for dinner tonight. I'll figure that out. But I'm going to bet on myself, and I encourage anybody to bet on yourself. If you are doing a job that you absolutely hate, why are you doing it? Why? There's people out there that make absolute livings on washing windows. If you're passionate about being outside, then go work outside. Go to a park. Go to the parks department, go mow the parks, go do something you're passionate about, something you're having fun. Now, that being said, life is not all about having fun. Life is not about being happy all the time. We are never going to work in a place or do something in our life that makes us happy 100% of the time. That's just a given. But I do think that we have the right to be fulfilled all the time. I do feel that we have the right to feel that we're accomplishing something other than making some douchebag rich. You know, we get up, we go to work, we're dutiful servants, you know, we do our job, and they sit back and relax and sit on their ducks, you know, while we go out and bust our butts making the money. You know what? It's your turn. It is absolutely your turn. They started, you know, in my particular case, they started this business in the same way that I'm going to start my own. They just started it on their own and it grew. They hired people, but they lost their way. They absolutely lost how to treat people. They forgot where they came from. And that is absolutely horribly sad. Horribly sad. You know, but yeah, don't seek, in my opinion, don't seek happiness. You know, seek fulfillment. Happiness comes from feeling fulfilled and feeling accomplished and feeling like what you're doing is making a difference. That is where I think we are destined to be, where we're meant to be. Happiness comes from what we do. Happiness comes from being fulfilled and making a difference. So don't expect to be happy all the time at all. But do expect to feel accomplished and do something that you're passionate about. And again, if you're not, then why not? Go do something. Go do that job. Go get that job and do something that you're truly passionate about. Life is too short. We are gonna die. Life is too short to work at a job you absolutely hate. So, you know, I am in real estate investing. I own a couple of properties, and like I said, for the last about year, I've been issuing and writing and originating private mortgages through private money funds, the non-QM funds. That's what I love to do. That's my passion. My passion is helping people get into real estate investing. So if that's something that you're interested in, comment and I can make a video on kind of some of the basics and help you through that. But that is what I specialize in. My specialty is getting people to wealth through real estate. I just really suck at finding the real estate deals. But I don't have to find the deals. I have to finance the deals, and I'm pretty good at financing the deals. So, you know, that's my passion. I'm going to do something that I'm passionate about. I'm going to follow that dream of the investments and helping people invest and helping people get wealthy, all the while hoping to make good money myself on the way. And we're going to see. My baby is due the end of July. So I'm going to give myself to the beginning of July to make this work. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to figure something else out in the next 30 days. But truly, my challenge to anybody that is watching is to step out of your comfort zone, step out of that 9 to 5 that you absolutely hate. You know, go find something you're passionate about. Go work on the evenings, the weekends. Get it to where you don't need your job and walk away. I don't recommend leaving a job without a solid backup plan like I did. That's relatively terrifying. But just walk away. Find something you're passionate about. Find a way to monetize it and just go be fulfilled. Go live a life of fulfillment. And I am looking forward to the growth and the change and truly the happiness and freedom that come from that. So you don't know me from Adam yet. Hopefully you'll get to know me as I document this journey for my kids. And I hope somebody out there maybe is in the same position that is, you know, in their mid-30s and is truly starting over. This is not where I expected to be. My plan A for my life was to be a physician's assistant. Plan B was to work in the hospital in the lab as a lab scientist and microbiologist. And I did that for a year and freaking hated it. I hated being stuck in the basement. So then I went out into this investment world and this mortgage world and getting to have meetings with clients at coffee shops and breakfasts and lunches and taking them out to dinner. So much more fun. But then my boss is just he makes me want to go back to work and just work at Walmart. He makes me want to take my college degree, my education, and just go work at Walmart. Not that there's anything wrong with working at Walmart, but I'd be wasting all that money, but at least I wouldn't be helping him. And that is so sad. If you own a company, don't be that way. Don't be that way. So if you're still here, comment below. What is something that you did to follow your passion? Do you feel fulfilled at work? Do you feel happy at work? Or am I totally off base where you believe that we should truly chase happiness and let fulfillment and accomplishments come after? I mean, I may be wrong. I am not the smartest person in the room. Hell, I'm not the smartest person in a lot of rooms. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll find people smarter than me, and I'll learn from them. So anyway, yeah, comment below, and if this is something you're interested in, watch, and I will come back, post an update in probably a couple days to see where we are, see if we've made any progress, or if I've made any progress and gotten any clients. So anyway, thanks for watching.